Hi, my name's John Whitehead and I'm a leadership and executive coach, and welcome to my video blog post. I've actually missed the last couple of weeks because I had a medical issue come up that I needed to have some surgery, but things seem to be coming back together quite nicely, so I'm ready to get back in there and rock and roll. But something did strike me as I was going through the last couple of weeks and having to deal with this medical issue that I had. And there were times where some of the things that I've talked about in my weekly video blog posts and my written blogs that kept coming back to me, and that is the concept again of there are things you can control and things you can't control. And believe me, when you're talking about a medical issue, you just can't control that, right? You can't control what is happening to you. You can't control that. What you can control is how you react to it, how you behave, how you deal with it. And there were many times in the last couple of weeks where I was saying, what is it I can control in this situation? Well, what I can control in this situation is to accept what is happening and to deal with it. And what I couldn't control, the thing I couldn't control is that this was happening. I couldn't control that it was happening. It was happening. But what I could control was my reaction to it. So as I was being prepared for different procedures or tests or whatnot, I kept having to run that through my head. The other piece that I found was really helpful, and sometimes it's not until you're actually confronted with challenges that some of these things will make sense to you. But a lot of the work that I've done on mindfulness and on relaxation came in big time. There were a couple of times where I was having to deal with very difficult procedure, and doing my best I could to relax, to do some meditation, to put on some soft music on my iPhone or nature sounds on my iPhone, and listen to those, and do my relaxation techniques that I've studied and read about and experienced, helped me get through it a lot. And again, that was something I could control. I could control that I would do that rather than bitch, complain, get upset, why me attitude or anything like that. It was more about what can I do. So I talk a lot about leadership. I talk a lot about leadership development and executive development. And it's come up in the past where people have asked, well, am I a life coach? And I'll say, no, I'm not a life coach. However, a lot of what I work with and talk about with my leaders relates to life as well. Just because they're working on something in the workplace doesn't mean it doesn't translate to their personal life, does it? And this was a perfect example of that, where processes or ideas, theories, practices that I've taught to executives about, senior leaders about, in terms of what they do in the workplace, became pieces that I was able to reflect on and use even in my own personal experience. So think about that. You may be focusing on areas of work. You may be focusing on how you can improve as a leader. But that rolls over to personal life. Think about that a little bit. Reflect on that. And what are you thinking? What are you confronting right now? That may be in the workplace. It may not be in the workplace. It may be outside the workplace. But what are you dealing with right now? And is it something that you control? Or is it something you can't control? Or what about it is it you can control? And what is it about it that you can't control? And then where is your focus? Are you focusing on that piece that you can control? Or are you focusing on that piece you can't control? Because if you're focusing on a piece that you can't control, you're wasting your time, you're wasting the energy. And it's distracting you from maybe something that you can control. So anyways, John Whitehead, thank you for listening to my video blog post this week, and we'll talk to you again soon. And again, if you have any comments or suggestions for for me, feel free to add those to the comment section at the bottom of this post. Hope you have a great week ahead, and we'll talk to you again soon.